Welcome to the results video for UFC 316. In this video we will find out which UFC prediction channels had the best results in picks, return on investments and longest winning streak. But before we go into the details, first we'll zoom out and look at the totals for this event. For UFC 316 there were a total of 13 fights and 133 channels made a total of 1593 predictions. So on average 12 per channel. And out of those 1593 predictions, 1194 were correct for 75% and 399 were incorrect for 25%. The favorite fighter in odds won 10 out of 13 fights. And had you placed a $100 moneyline bet on all the favorites on this card, you could have lost $25 for a minus 1.9% return on investment. And on this card, only 3 underdogs won their fight, which were Andreas Gustafsson, Waldo Cortes Acosta and Mario Bautista. So for this event, betting underdogs was really unprofitable with a minus 42.3% return on investment. The favorite in picks by the Tapology community were the exact same as the favorite fighters in odds. And the same for the favorite in picks by the YouTube prediction channels. But because this card had so many big favorites, I'm not so surprised that the favorite in picks was everywhere the same. For the least and most correct picks, we will only look at channels that made picks on at least half the card, so a minimum of 7. In 5th place, for least correct picks, we have the following 13 channels in alphabetical order, and all of them had 8 out of 13 correct for a correct pick percentage of 61.5%. In 4th place are Kunat, MCApicks and Zlatan's fight picks. All 3 of them had 7 out of 13 correct for 54%. In 3rd place we have Aside MMA with 5 out of 10 correct and Sansu Tips with 4 out of 8 correct, both for 50%. In 2nd place we have Kamaru Usman from the Pound for Pound podcast. He had 3 out of 7 correct for 33%. And the worst predictor this week with the least correct picks, doing even worse than his co-host, we have Henry Cejudo from the Pound for Pound podcast with 2 out of 7 correct for 28.6%. Alright, let's see which channels had the most correct picks this week. In 4th place, for most correct picks this week, we have a total of 23 channels with 11 out of 13 correct for a correct pick percentage of 85%. And these are the first 12 out of 23 channels, and this is the rest of the 23 channels, all in alphabetical order. And in 3rd place we have the following 7 channels: Half the Battle, Brevin from Lockdoor MMA, MMA Joey, Coach from Premium Picks, Slim MMA, SportsBettingHUB and Uncle Weezy. All 7 of them had 12 out of 13 correct for 92%. In 2nd place we have Paul from the Boogie Beatdown, who previously was the host on Dogger Pass podcast. And he had 100% correct, but only made picks on 11 fights. So, was there a channel this week who had all 13 fights correct on this card? Well, not just one, but we had 2 channels that swept the card. Gerardo from MCApicks and Rigo both have 13 out of 13 picks correct, for a 100% correct pick percentage, both sweeping the card. So, congratulations to both of them for being the best predictors this week. A link to them and the rest of the top 3 can be found in the video description. And here is the overview of all 133 channels from which I track predictions for this card, with the channel name, the correct picks, total picks and correct pick percentage. For the most profitable and unprofitable predictors this week, we will only track channels that made picks on at least 50% of all the fights. Every pick counts, regardless of confidence level or odds preference. We place a $100 bet on each pick to win their fight, aka the money line. We calculate the results using the odds from the tail of the tape. The rankings are based on the return on investment percentage. Which channels were the most unprofitable predictors and had the worst return on investment? At number 10 we have Bedtime MMA with a return on investment of minus 22.2% over his 13 picks. At number 9 is MMA Eagle with a minus 23.6% ROI. With a bit lower return on investment of 24%, we have MCApicks at number 8. That Betting Dude is at number 7 with minus 25.5%. A-Side MMA made a total of 10 predictions and had a return on investment of minus 27.2%. In 5th place is Zlatan's fight picks with minus 29.9%. In 4th place is Sansu Tips. He made 8 picks and had a return on investment of minus 32.4%. Kunat is in 3rd place. He made picks on all fights on this card and had a return on investment of minus 33.4%. And in second place, with a return on investment of almost minus 50%, we have Kamaru Usman from the Pound for Pound podcast. But his co-host Henry Cejudo did even worse with his 7 picks and had a return on investment of minus 64.6%. Which channels were the most profitable if you had followed all of their picks and placed a $100 moneyline bet on each of them? At number 8 we have MMA Joey and Uncle Weezy. They made the exact same predictions, which could have made you $460 for a 35.4% return on investment. With a profit of $1 more for $461, we have RayBuck from Bros Talk MMA at number 7. Sharing 6th place, we have Brevin from Lockdoor MMA and SportsBettingHUB. Both made the exact same 13 picks and had a return on investment of 36.5%. With a return on investment of 37.7%, we have Slim MMA in 5th place. Half the Battle is in 4th place and he had a return on investment of 43.7%. In 3rd place is Coach from Premium Picks. He made a total of 13 predictions and had a return on investment of 46%. In 2nd place we have Paul from the Boogie Beatdown, who had all of his 11 picks correct for a return on investment of 51.6%. I forgot to add in the most correct picks part that he didn't make picks for the Sergey Spivak and Waldo Cortez Acosta fight and Ariana De Silva versus Kong Wang. And in 1st place for the most profitable predictors this week are of course the 2 channels that swept the card, Gerardo from MCApicks and Rigo. If you had followed all of their 13 picks and placed a $100 moneyline bet on each of them, you could have won $725 for a return on investment of 55.8%. So, congratulations again to both of them for being the most profitable predictors and sweeping the card. Links to all of these channels can be found in the video description. And here is the overview of all 133 channels from which I tracked predictions this week. And by some funny coincidence, all 67 channels with a positive return on investment are on the left side and all 66 channels with a negative return on investment are on the right side. Which channels keep losing week after week and can't catch a break? On a 3-week losing streak we have the following 17 channels in alphabetical order. And out of those 17 channels, only 4 channels are on a 4-week losing streak, which are MMA BG, R Parks, Angelo from We Want Picks and Young Pasty. But out of those 4, only 1 is on a 5-week losing streak, which is Angelo from We Want Picks. And he's also on a 6-week losing streak. But unfortunately for him, it doesn't stop there, cause he's also on a 7-week losing streak and even 8 weeks. Which channels are on the longest winning streaks and are running hot over the past few weeks or months? On a 3-week winning streak, we have the following 10 channels in alphabetical order. And out of those 10 channels, the following 4 channels, Benny P MMA, Bet Sam, Livid Larry MMA and Rigo are on a 4-week winning streak. Benny P MMA, Livid Larry MMA and Rigo are also on a 5-week winning streak. Going heads up, we have Livid Larry MMA and Rigo both on a 6-week winning streak. But nobody wants to give up and they both even have a 7-week winning streak. So very impressive from both of them. But there's only one channel that has been winning 8 weeks in a row, which is none other than Rigo. And if you think he'd stop there, you're wrong, cause he's even on a 9-week winning streak. So some very amazing results this week for Rigo and over the last months. And he is the first and only channel so far that has been number 1 for the most correct picks, the most profitable predictor and having the longest winning streak in one results video. Also check out his channel and subscribe to him to get him back on track, because he had to start a new channel and he explains the reason in his latest UFC 316 full card breakdown video. Hope you enjoyed the results video of the best and worst predictors this week. If you did or found it helpful, drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel while getting exclusive updates, consider becoming a Patreon supporter or a member on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you so much for watching, have a great week and I will see you in the next video.